Well, I'm starting the day off right. As you can see, I got me a nice breakfast. Gonna be a special day. I'll fill you in later. Well, here's the special surprise I talked about. A Mahindra ROXOR. It runs a 2.5 liter turbocharged diesel, which is a Mahindra motor. This one is an automatic version. This uses the same transmission as like the Chevy Colorado. It has a 6-speed automatic. Pretty cool. Wasn't real sure if I was going to like it or not, but it's a pretty cool little cruiser. Runs up and down the road. It's got a low gear, first gear. It just motors around in the dirt and hills, and doesn't take much effort at all to make it move. So looks pretty cool. We'll take a look at the inside here. You can see not much to it really. Got some pretty cool cup holders. Bunch of cubbies there. It's pretty cool. This here opens up. Got a nice spot. You can put cell phone or some small tools or whatever. Pretty standard. 2 high, 4 high, 4 low on the 4-wheel drive. As you can see here on the automatic. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, first and second gear. Now the gauge cluster consists of 1 gauge. But the cool thing is, you can see it's got a bunch of little lights down here across the bottom. Shows the miles and hours. Just pretty cool there. And when you start it up, it shows the RPMs where the hours were. Got horn, low beams, high beams. This one here come with the half doors. I like them. Looks like they'll come off pretty easy. Just a couple bolts there, hold it on. Now this one here, it's got a windshield, just plexiglass, but pretty heavy duty. Just got Velcro straps to hold it on so it comes off pretty quick. Now this one here, which I really wanted, was the back seat. I have not sat in it, but the kids have. They like it, which they could probably sit on a concrete block and they would like this thing. Nice seat belts. Got the big roll cage. Got the big roll cage there, which is pretty sweet. Got the puny little tires on it, which they are 16-inch or 235s, which they run all right. They do have some decent tread on them, but not near big and knobby and fat as I'd like to have. I'm pretty old school. I think it needs some aluminum wheels on it. Shiny aluminum wheels, not black aluminum wheels. On the back here, pretty standard. One disappointment is it doesn't have a hitch from the factory. They sell one, but man, I just think that's kind of dumb. Quite the little outfit, but doesn't have a hitch. So here at the old Plowboy Ranch, we're going to fab up a back bumper. We're going to put a Reese hitch receiver in, a 2-inch receiver, a couple D-rings on the corners. So I think it'll turn out look pretty good. I want to put possibly a spare tire rack on here, so it's not hanging off of those 4 holes there. They make a factory sheet metal bracket that you can put a spare tire on there. So I'm not going to do that. The lights, we've got brake lights, reverse lights, and there's a 3rd bulb in there, and you can plug in your turn signal kit on the back. Oh, I also forgot, underneath the seats, you see the key lock there, underneath both seats, there's a toolbox, if you will. Let's take a look at the engine. So, you can see here the 2.5 liter diesel. Now, one of my first mods, the EGR here, which is actually back here, that's going to come off. You know, you're just pumping exhaust gas back into the engine. And on a diesel, it's full of soot. So you're pumping that sulfur and soot back into the engine, which is not good for it. So I'm going to take that off. Probably going to have to get the computer. I want to get it retuned. Diesel Freaks out of Michigan, they can put a tune on that, which stage 2 tune, which will give you approximately 120 horse for $600, I believe. Which this is a 2019. It is a year old. Just bought it. So, pretty cool little outfit. Let's start her up so you can take a listen. It is a diesel, kind of rattly, but overall, that engine right now is running about 850 RPMs, and it just doesn't vibrate hardly at all. Sound from the tailpipe, which is pretty quiet. You can see right here, I'm at the front of the vehicle right now. That's plug and play right there. That's your turn signals. Factory in the wire harness. Pretty cool. You can barely see it down in there, but the alternator right there. I like how they have the adjustment on there with the screw. You know, that's pretty handy. Easy to adjust. And I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I believe on the back of the alternator is a vacuum pump for the brakes, which is right there. That line comes around and goes up to the vacuum booster, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but run it off the back of the alternator. Here's the skid plate that's on the underside of the engine, which I think is just friggin' cool. From the factory, look at that. Nice and heavy. I think that's pretty cool that it's red. And then you got one under the transmission. Comes clear back, bolts in underneath the cross member. Fully enclosed underneath. I think I'm going to build one to go bolt on here and go underneath the transfer case. Just because, I mean, man, I've got every other skid plate. Might as well have one there. Gear drive transfer case. Short little drive axle. But yeah, just take a look at this thing. Box frame, leaf springs, greasable bushings. It's got disc brakes on the back, drums on the back, disc brakes on the front. Underside roll bar is braced clear down here to the frame. It bolts in underneath here. See it? Then the frame, or the top roll bar, bolts into that, so it's all supported back to the frame. They've got look-alike. I assume they're pretty darn close when it comes to Dana 44s. Pretty cute. 12-gallon fuel tank. In my opinion, it doesn't ride too bad. It has pretty long leaf springs under it on the back. If I'm right, I'm pretty sure they're longer than an old CJ7 or a CJ5. If anybody out there that watches this video that has a ROXOR and has put on a 2-inch or 2.5-inch shackle front leveling kit, I'd like to take a look at it. I'll leave my email in the description. Just send me an email with some pictures, maybe your name, number or something, so we can talk. But I think this is something I want to do. Lift the front of this guy up. I want to put some 31s on the front and the back, like I said, with some nice aluminum wheels. Big old gear drive box there. Pretty cool. You can see another shot of the skid plates there. Front end does have a steering stabilizer. Yep. I think that's going to wrap the video up. I do have some stuff coming. First thing I'm getting are some side mirrors and a rear view mirror. Just makes it kind of a pain in the butt when you can't see around behind you. Did order some grab handles to put on the roll cage, which I'll show you here in just a minute. Now the grab handles are going to go up here. Then I'm going to put one back here on either side. I'm going to mount the side mirrors here on the side. Then obviously the rear view in the middle. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Give me a big like. This is going to be something ongoing on this channel. So, thanks again. Give me a thumbs up, bud.